Hi everyone. The purpose of this video is for me to read to you chapter 3 in our book Just Dance. So bring your copy of your book, find a comfortable seat, and just listen along as I read it to you. So chapter 3, Jack and Jack. Early before my mother and Nate were out of bed, my father and I saddled up our horses in the morning dark. I rode my Molly with a white blaze. My father's horse was named Jack, like my father. Sometimes the people in the town would joke, "Here comes Jack and Jack," as if together they made one name, Jack and Jack. That was his name when I bought him, my father once explained, the only name he'd answer to. We rode up the dirt road toward town, Bet trotting along beside us. "She'll turn back when we get to the edge of the sheep meadow," my father said. "Her job is the sheep, and she likes it." Bet stopped at the sheep fence and watched us go off. Then she jumped through the fence to join the sheep. A line of light appeared on the horizon as we rode. Dawn. My father patted Jack and began to sing softly. "You're my buddy, my pal, my friend. It'll be that way until the end. And wherever you go, I want you to know you're my buddy, my pal, my friend." "Willie Nelson," he said to me. I knew. His voice was strong and familiar. Sometimes my father sang to me at night when I was little, a different voice than my mother. "You should sing with Mother sometime," I said to him as the sun came up and the prairie was filled with light. "We do," he said. "You do? When?" I was surprised and he smiled. "At night after you're in bed." "You do? Really?" "Really. You should hear your mother sing Willie Nelson." "She sings Willie Nelson?" My father nodded. "And Johnny Cash? Roy Orbison too, and sometimes K.D. Lang." I stared at him, thinking for the first time about my mother and my father's life together without Nate and without me. "Look, my father," said my father, pointing to Elmer Bean's cornfield. Elmer had put up one scarecrow out to keep away the crows. But now the field was filled with crows. It seemed like 100 crows or more, and Elmer was putting up 2 more scarecrows, fancy ones. One had a bright red jacket that I had seen Elmer wear. The other wore a fancy hat that Elmer's wife Bella wore on Sundays. It had a long ribbon that blew in the morning breeze. I waved at Elmer and took out my notebook. "This will help. It's a present from me to you," said my father. He handed me a book, An Exultation of Larks. I opened it and found the names of groups of birds, finches and quail, and crows. "I never knew what a group of crows was called," I said. I slid off Molly and gave the reins to my father, and I wrote. My father and I rode home in the warm afternoon sun. We had dropped off my log of events to the sheriff's office. "It was quite a list," said my father. "One small lost dog, and a crying little girl looking for a small lost dog, a horse on his own on the road, a boy fallen off his bike. The parents called. On my cell phone," I added. "Don't forget Maud's flock of chickens running through the town," I said. "Lured home by a trail of grain," said my father. "That was smart of you to carry it." We rode past Elmer Bean's scarecrows, colorful in the cornfield. Elmer had added bright spinning surprises on top of their heads. "Only a few crows at the edges of the field," said my father, "but they'll be back. Crows are very smart, and they have strong emotional connections with each other. They can recognize a face, and they can hatch plots." "What kinds of plots?" I asked. "Crow plots," said my father. How do you know that? I asked. I've read about them and I'll tell you all I know. We turned the corner by your sheet metal and Bet came running to meet us. At the barn, we took off the saddles and washed the horses and wiped them down. We gave them water and grain and opened the fence so they could go roll in the grasses of the field. We walked into the kitchen. My father filled 2 glasses with cold water. He handed me one. Want to hear about the secret lives of crows? He asked. My mother walked into the kitchen smiling at us. How was your day? She asked. It was great, I said. It was. I'm about to tell Sylvie all about the secret lives of crows, said my father. My mother smiled at my father. Your father's fascinated by the secret lives of crows and sheep, cows, and birds of the fields, and he's right. They all have secret lives of their own. One of the reasons I love living here. I took a deep breath. But don't you miss singing on stage? I asked. My mother stared at me for a moment. Only once in a while, she said, but I'd miss you all the time if I went away to perform. Will you be glad to see James? Of course, but he was my past, and this is my present. And my future, said my father. I wanted to say, but it's not exciting and glamorous. We're just here on the farm. But I couldn't say anything. Can I do anything for you before you hear about crows? She asked. Yes, I said suddenly. You can sing a Willie Nelson song for me. My mother grinned. He told you? She said. I nodded. He knows all about your music. I just didn't know you knew about his. But I do, she said. And she did. She sang, I've loved you all over the world with my father. And then they sang Johnny Cash. The 2 of them singing to each other like people falling in love in our kitchen. My mother's voice was different. It matched my father's. And they danced. Just danced, like the day they met in the diner in Cheyenne. I didn't learn about crows until later. Not invited, a murder of crows, sly, sleek, eating the bean field. Come see the scarecrows. Elmer and Scarlet, Bella in her Sunday hat, Rilla jigs on their heads. Amusing the crows as they keep on eating and eating and eating. Sylvie Bloom. Minnie trails Amelia Tinder's tears, leading her to her lost best friend, Ruby. Furry, one black ear and one white, licking Millie's tears away. Sylvie Bloom. A trail of grain, followed by Maud's reckless, running chickens, beaks on the ground until they are happily home again. Sylvie Bloom. And that finishes chapter number 3. I hope you enjoy listening to it with me.